You know how you hear people say, it all worked out. If I didn't do this, this wouldn't happen. You hear this kind of stuff all the time. And we can all relate because that's been true for us, right? Everything is always working out for us if we're honest and if we're taking a look. And you can also put a positive spin on things, but be careful with that positive spin, right? Like this is the idea if you really want to be in alignment with yourself. Because you can put a positive spin on things, which means you're actually just settling and accepting and looking for the silver lining. But you're not excited and delighted. You're not fully in tune and allowing yourself to receive everything you truly want. You're just accepting what is in front of you versus desiring what you really want and moving to that space. Meaning that internal shift. I'll do that sometimes. Like, okay, so how can I say this better? It's like, have you ever heard, we get such good advice from people who have lived, right? This is why it's important to enjoy everybody and not the idea judge a book by its cover, right? Because I have gotten some really sage advice from people that are younger than me, but they've explored the world. They've lived their life to the fullest. They have really enjoyed it, maybe because they got that from their grandparents, like who knows what. But then you've met older people who have never really lived. They've always been in fear and kept themselves small. And so they might say some key nuggets that they read somewhere, right? But they don't have that true wisdom through experience. And so, and also vice versa. I said that because it's usually the opposite. Usually those older than us really can help us. And they've been through enough life to be able to advise us in a way that is beneficial for us. And that's what we see the majority of the time. But don't pigeonhole yourself to that is what I'm suggesting. In other words, don't dismiss somebody because they're younger than you. They might be much wiser than you. But anyway, what was the point of that? That we normally, or I mean, at least I think of older people as giving us sage advice, and they typically will tell us, go live, go love, go enjoy your life, right? It's such great advice, but people often hear it and now see it everywhere and read it everywhere, that it becomes so normalized, it's background noise. It doesn't seep in. And so, part of what I think they're saying when they're telling you that, I know from my own experience, is that you've heard me say so many times, I don't always know what I want, right? And you hear so many people saying, you know what you want. And it's like, fuck, I don't, And to me, that just is like, because you have so much more life to live, you have to get out there and live more so that you have more options, because we do only know what we know until we know better. And so we do end up maybe picking the best of the bunch, but it's still not what we want. And so I was thinking of something the other day where there was an opportunity that had kind of wafted by, because I had kept thinking of a certain line of thinking of career-wise where I was like, maybe, I guess. And so I kept trying to make it better for me, right? Like, I could go into this, but I would have to do this. Like I was trying to mold it so that I could accept it, right? So I could get excited about it, but I wasn't excited about it. It was something I had to tweak. I was going to have to, I tend to want to work for myself and somewhat by myself just because of how I am. And so I was tweaking it all types of ways because I was more or less inventing it. And so there were a few people around me who made some suggestions that would coincide with it. And it did get me a little excited just because I was open to receiving that kind of idea. And yet it was also not my heart's desire. It wasn't, again, like I said, I was trying to mold it, shape it, make it fit, right? And sometimes we do that. Sometimes we do make lemonade out of our lemons, But did we even want lemonade? Oh, not at all. But that's what I had, so I was working with what I had. And so it's like the idea is I'm suggesting you go out and get more things to work with. Discover more fruit, right? So you're not just stuck to lemonade. Go make some raspberry or strawberry or mango or guava or, all the different fruits out there that you could make wonderful drinks with. But it's like we don't think of that when we're like, well, look, all I have is lemons, right? And it's like, well, right, because you have to expand your world. You really need to expand your world. Instead of accepting what is, tolerating and settling. And it's hard to even say this in a way that hopefully you can hear it, because at the same time, I'm really happy that you're making lemonade out of lemons, right? Like right off the bat, that is the right attitude. It really is. And yet I want you to even want better and bigger for yourself. And I think that can be another hard leap for some of us where, again, looking back, I'm so glad I didn't go down that road. Would I have been happy? Probably, right? Because I try to, like I said, make the best of what, right? So I do tend to be that person who makes lemonade out of lemons, but it's also aware that I'm not being lit up, right? It's not just filling my soul. It's would have been great, and yet it wouldn't have been all that I could be, so to say, right? Like you hear that kind of, and that is the case for all of us. Like we're never going to be all that we can be when we're not fully lighting up our soul. And I know all this can be so annoying, right? Like when we're not in our soul's purpose, or we're not doing things that are lighting us up all the time, when we're not whatever, but we want it. We really want it. Who doesn't want that? Right? And so when we're in that space of, well, we really want it, but we're still searching and we're seeking, it's like allowing that balance to come in, where it's not making lemonade out of lemons, but it is enjoying the present moment and all of life, but being open to more. And it's that fine line where it's like, well, don't leave yourself so open to the point of like some things will excite and delight people. And they're like, oh, but I want even better. Maybe I should wait for better. And they'll actually let things pass them by that could have been magnificent. And then there's people who will jump at the first thing that's better, but it's still not right for them. But they're afraid that better won't come along, right? So again, it's that fine line, right? It's like truly knowing what I'm saying. Like if you are lit up, go after it. Don't be that greedy who wants to wait, because then you'll miss out. And don't be so thirsty that you're not loving and honoring yourself and waiting for your soul to light up. And all while doing this, you want to stay in the present moment and be happy, right? So again, it does seem like life can be challenging, and that's if you're in your head thinking of all this. It's like once you get yourself in enough balance, you do want to drop into your feeling body and feel how things are, so that you can move with that flow of happiness where you're really tuned in and listening. There was something that I heard, or something that was said, that all this was clicking in a way for me. Maybe it was like the looking back. Like sometimes we'll look back and then that's getting depressed, right? You'll turn to salt. You'll start to tear, your salty tears. And so the coulda, woulda, shoulda, and that's just not beneficial, because then you can get stuck there and it's no good. And yet sometimes if you're assessing, and so there's a fine line. We've talked about all that. But I think I heard something like, you'll be so glad that you said no. It's something like that, right? Where you hear that too. And it's like, maybe sometimes you wait so long, or you try to envision for so long, or you try to live for so long, or you try. And then you start to wonder when things aren't working out, okay, well, what am I not shifting inside? What am I not understanding? What am I not open to? What am I resisting? Should I have taken, right? This is when we tend to do that. And again, sometimes that's the case, and sometimes you can course correct. Sometimes all that's, this is why it's like this. This is why it's hard to listen to those outside yourself, because if you try to follow all those rules and all those guidelines and what's going on, it's like, oh shit, it is getting you stuck in your head, and being stuck in your head, you're not in the present moment. You're not able to, because you're worried about the list of this and that. And again, I think there is a time and place for that, because some of us are such autopilot in a way that has never been beneficial, that it requires us to get stuck in our head to unclog things and clear things up so that we can reunite our head and our body, our nervous system, and we can get things flowing again in such a blissful way that we can then go with the flow. But you can't go with the flow if you're stuck and you're sticky and you're fucking things up and so on and so forth. So I think when I heard "you'll be so glad you said no," it reminded me of the idea of like, things always work out. There's always better. Like, I shouldn't even say always better. I don't want to say it that way. It's challenging to say everything that was heard and seen and the way it came flying through. Was this idea of "you'll be glad you said no," while I was actually looking back at something that I thought I maybe should have pursued. And it's like your body and mind innately know. That's what it is. It's like sometimes we really are like not sure, and we can't necessarily make sense of it in our head. But it's like, if you're connected enough, like you have your whole team pushing you in a certain way, even when you can't make sense of it. And it's like, because they know something so much better is up ahead. And if you, quote, sign this contract, right, like lock into this deal or this lifestyle or this mindset, then yeah, it'll be fine. But would it have been the bliss you could have had? No. But that's why you have to be in tune with you. Because if you're getting lit up and excited, jump in. But if you're trying to force it or make it fit or tweak it to no end, sometimes it's like, okay, this is forcing. There's no need for that, right? It should flow easily. And again, that can be misconstrued because people are like, oh, it should just flow to me easy peasy. Yes and no. You have to have the right mindset. You have to know how it feels, like all these things. And life isn't always easy peasy, which we don't even want it to be. We want that contrast. But we do have to put forth some form of effort, right? We have to do our part. Co-creating is not singular creating. Singular creating would be allowing the universe to fucking do everything and you do nothing. You wouldn't even enjoy that. You don't even want that, right? So you do have to put forth your effort. So, and that is a big part of it, really is being open to receiving the signals. And if you are clogged up in your head, confused and twisted, you're not open to receiving. So that's the work you have to do so you can become open receiving and feel really good and united within oneself to move seamlessly and flow through life. I share all of this because all the programs I've taken and all the teachers I listen to and it's like these are the things that I feel like sometimes are missing with all that information, where this is more of like the reality of day-to-day people and the things you're challenged with and why, and trying to help you bridge that gap to get to where we want to go, right? And so it is kind of tweaking this and tweaking that and hearing this and hearing that and understanding and unraveling it for yourself. And we each need to do that. Don't think any one human out there has your answers. They don't, but you do. You are the one human who has your answers. You have them all within you and you have to unlock them all. And yes, it may require work on your part, which may require taking programs or listening to different people, but it's deciding for yourself and really tuning into yourself to hear, listen, and learn and know what's truly best for you, what's right for you. And for some of us, that can really be a process to untangle because we have been so guided and so believing so many things that didn't really resonate with us. And so when you're believing something that doesn't resonate with you, you're going to get all stuck and messed up. And I just realized I'm competing with the construction next door. Hopefully you can hear me over all of it. See, I have normalized in the background that I didn't even realize I was competing with it. But now that I realized it, my thought has jumped, so I'm not sure what I was saying. I think what I was trying to get at is love yourself so much that you want to feel good in your body and your mind. And when you feel good in your body and your mind, your nervous system is relaxed, which means you're in complete unison and you're at peace. You're at peace with everything, so you can flow through life at a higher vibration, meaning with that openness, with that ease, with that trust and love for oneself, so you can offer that same to others. And that just feels fucking good, right? All right. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.